Alex Mercer, the Prototype, the Blacklight virus. That's right, I'll be scaling the initial protagonist and antagonist of the Prototype franchise. In fact, you clicked on this video, you're more than likely interested in where this character sits from a scaling standpoint. So I don't think it's very necessary for me to go over the character's backstory this time around. This has been requested for a rather long time, and it has been in production for a rather long time, as you can probably tell. So to jump straight to the meat fold, let's go directly to the AP section. In terms of attack potency, the Prototype 1 version of Alex Mercer scales consistently to the small town to possible town level ranges quite casually. In Prototype 1, we see Mercer is able to destroy a 2-foot steel door, which has been kept in these small building level ranges, and is able to kill 60 men in the process, or at the same time avoiding helicopter and Gatling gun fire. So these sound plus speeds, as though in the same mission Alex Mercer is hit with a missile, which only gives him minor damage and injuries. But Mercer's more notable feats, even in the early game, are the following. Mercer is able to tank an emphasis on tank, an entire thermobaric warehouse exploding on him, or a amnesiac filled with explosives warehouse filled up exploding on him. This has been kept easily in the at least 1.1 kiloton to possibly higher due to the fact the explosions themselves seem to resemble more a thermobaric explosion, like the same ones that are seen in the thermobaric helicopters and the thermobaric tanks in game. So this can be taken as a low ball as well. Now for the more impressive feat, that is the nuke feat. The nuke in Prototype 1 is actually quite hard to scale, and for reasons I will explain now. First off, if we use the metric that the game provides, aka 75 kilotons, it doesn't make a lot of sense, given the fact that the Raglan was a few miles out the shore, 3.8 from what I heard, or 4.8 kilometers, which, for context, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, given the fact that in the quote-unquote bad ending of Prototype 1, where you either die by the Supreme Hunter or the timer runs out, we see the bomb go off and it destroys no small amount of Manhattan or New York City. Now, given the fact that the Raglan was a few miles away from the city itself, if we say it was dropped more likely in the heart of Manhattan, it will not achieve the desired results, as it will barely cover even a single fourth of the island itself. So the result that I got was either 500 kilotons or 1000 kilotons, depending on how far you want to go. But regardless, the results will differ. I went with the 500 kiloton calc for this one. Now, as to why this scales to Alex, it is stated by the hunter himself that if he consumes Alex, he will be able to withstand the nuke. Withstand under definition means take very little or completely be unscathed by an event. Now, to say he can tank it, I will say that he must be at least 2 times the nuke's power. Tank something. So I will say that for the Supreme Hunter to be at that, he must be around, need to more or less give a 40% boost to his own power. So we have to just get 1000 minus 40% and you get 600. Now this is the Hunter's durability in his base in Prototype 1's ending. Now, for these scales to Alex, we can see that Mercer can obliterate the body of the Supreme Hunter. This is easily in the 600 kiloton range, so already town level is quite a good feat for Mercer. Mercer as well can scale higher due to the fact that the muscle mass is actually to triple his strength on its second upgrade. On its third, it states that it greatly increases. I'll say it is a 5 through 6 times increase. Now the reason this is related to the blade is the fact that the blade is the thing that Mercer uses to cut off the arm and head of the Supreme Hunter. Now just take this and divide it by what I will say is 8 times and you get 75. So in this calculation, Mercer's base AP is 75. However, it is stated that Mercer's Devastators are his most powerful attack by far. I will treat these as a 10 through 11 times increase. So 75 times 10 and you get 750. Now times this and you get 825. So Prototype 1 Mercer's AP is sitting in the town level range quite casually. Now, this is where it gets a little fucked. Now, this is the part where quite a few people are gonna get very mad at this video and slam the dislike button effectively instantly. For the cause of this, I will mainly be relying on calculations rather than feats to scale Mercer, which no one wants to do. One of the main reasons Mercer's solo and power scaling and the Prototype verse is seen as exceptionally weak. So now, without wasting any more time, I'll go why the prototypes, the evolved and the entire Prototype verse is not weak at all. The prototypes in evolved have multiple statements saying they grow stronger with time. Now, I will say that they grow twice as strong each week. Now, Prototype 2 is confirmed to take place 14 months after Prototype 1, and 14 months equals 60 weeks. So effectively you times 75 times 60 and you get 4,500. Or if we say it stacks, I'll put the calculations on screen right now. Note, these are kilotons, these are kilotons, not just regular tons of force. Now, I will mainly go from now on to scaling Mercer at least equal, if not slightly stronger than Hela in Prototype 2. So to scale Hela quite quickly, I'll just give a basic rundown of where he scales. Hela's scale is consistent to the hypersonic and possibly massively hypersonic levels of speed due to the fact he can dodge grenades, which said grenades are literally only centimeters away from him, which I personally calc myself at Mach 864, and is able to fire lasers, which once again lasers are light speed as well. Hela can create a earthquake on pretty much all of his devastators, even at the start of the game. Hela as well can dodge explosions, which explosions travel in the hypersonic levels of speed quite casually. At the highest end I got this to Mach 56, so high hypersonic plus. So Mercer in Prototype 2 should scale either, depending on how far you want to go, to either in terms of AP, in quite casually in the city level ranges. I think it's pretty conservative and not really that controversial to say that Mercer in Prototype 2 is at least city level. And via more upscaled, he should sit around the hypersonic to massively hypersonic plus in terms of speed. In terms of skill, Alex is extremely skilled in pretty much all forms of martial arts. First off, Blackwatch has stated the most elite and well-trained military organization in Taiwan in
Blackwatch is a special forces branch of the US military. They're top secret, they're beyond top secret.
Blackwatch are constantly developing weapons through the story of the game to counter the player's abilities in Prototype.
Alex is able to outsmart them and is able to have great showings of martial arts, as shown with the super soldiers. In Prototype 1 as well, Alex can defeat the Supreme Hunter, who is stated on both occasions much stronger than him. Alex as well can adapt to pretty much any known forms of combat, as the game itself states that Mercer is an extremely adaptable combatant. Speaking of adaptation, in a more literal sense now, Mercer is extremely adaptive to pretty much anything and anything. Hela grew extremely resistant to heat after being fairly burnt just once and consuming, give or take, 5 infected and 1 Blackwatch soldier. As well, Mercer is stated to have consumed at least 1,000 soldiers. This is not including any actual infected like brawlers super soldiers or decodes, as though it's been shown and stated again and again and again that the Blacklight virus itself is extremely adaptive. Even after Alex attempts to infect Green, she is able to adapt to the parasite that actually made Alex lose all his powers. So yes, Alex is an extremely adaptive combatant in a metaphorical, in a fighting sense, and in a very literal sense. I was just editing this video and I forgot to include 3 pieces of the video that were quite big. So I don't really have a way to like segment them over into the other parts. So I'm just gonna go over them real quick. FTL Mercer, semi-consistent overall, given the fact that in Prototype 1, Elizabeth Green can make effectively a web of infected energy. Energy, of course, traveling at the speed of light. I mean, mainly if it's photons and all that, but given the fact this thing emits its own glow, I think it's quite easy to say it is FTL. I don't even think it's quite hard to say it is FTL. I don't think you need to be treated as a high end if to say it's FTL. And combine the fact that Green can make these like little orbs, I think you could say like Green is just FTL or maybe speed of light. With all that, I don't think it's all that incomprehensible. As well, in Prototype 2 as well, Mercer, more specifically Hela can fire lasers, of course. Lasers are light speed, I don't really think I need to explain it. Light amplification by the stimulation of radiation is the acronym of a laser. So, yeah. And on a few devastators, Hela can even make this like semi like wave of energy himself that Green can. So yeah, FTL Mercer or maybe Speed of Light Mercer is not as inconsistent as people might think. It's way more consistent than Speed of Light Core than I have ever seen. Speed of Light Core is 51% of Speed of Light because you can aim dodge, and that's just one scanner, not even. But yeah, this is the Core debunk video. Just don't get offended at that joke. As well, on a few more high ends, a Gentech scientist says that pretty much anything from the Gentech laboratory can erase all of human civilization. So yeah, you can say it's planet level or maybe country level, whatever, scale, whatever you want. And in Prototype 2, Hela can destroy the moon in a diagram, which, if you want to say the moon level or planet level of that, it is a bit of a bumpy road to go down to, but you can do it if you really want to. I didn't really have a way to segment them over into the normal part of the video, so in conclusion, Alex Mercer is extremely adaptive, extremely powerful, extremely versatile, and extremely intelligent combatant, wielding an arsenal of abilities, skills, and hacks that will give most would-be opponents a very big run for their money. Fear the Blacklight virus, and respect Alex Mercer. Hello there. I didn't know you would make it to the end of the video. I'm impressed. The analytics show only 3 people are watching. I only have a few things to say beyond just thank you. First off, a huge thanks to GMD. Sorry if I butchered that name. Just huge thanks to this content creator. He is the guy that made the extended version of The Last Man you've been hearing in the background from the entirety of this video. By the way, this is my favorite track in the entirety of Prototype 1, by the way. Yeah, link to his channel. Like, I asked him if like I could use his music in the video. He said, yeah, sure, just like give credit if you are, and all that. Good guy, I really suggest you check his content out. A huge thanks to Balrog Plays for a few discounts. He didn't help me personally in the making of this video or anything like, I don't know him or anything like, but like in his videos, like I took a few scans from it, and like I just want to credit him, like he does great work. So if you enjoy like this type of content, you definitely enjoy his type of content. And of course, a very huge thanks to you. Yes, you viewer. I mean, you got to this part of the video, so pat yourself on the back. Hell, I even do it for you. Congratulations. So yeah, I didn't really have any idea to do an ending, but here beside I mean, if you like this type of content, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Follow more of the videos, and then, I mean, if you like this content. So overall, just have a great day, I guess.